All right, so today I want to get into a little bit about idea guys. Yeah, we all know them, right? And this doesn't just apply to video games, even though I'm going to be limiting my rant to video game idea guys. But I think if you haven't seen it yet, Mark Kern did a good video about that. How basically just pulling out all the stops. Letting everyone know your game idea probably sucks. And if it doesn't suck, game developers don't want to hear about it because they don't want to risk getting sued if they eventually implement something similar and you can come up with proof that you emailed them that idea. That's why a lot of game companies, when they ask for submissions, one of the requirements is everything you submit to us, we own the rights to. There's a reason for that, right? Because they don't want to be sued. Like if you submit an idea and they use it and it's actually good, then you could sue them. So yeah, they're going to head that off. And a lot of companies don't accept ideas in the first place. But no, I don't want to talk about the guys with actually good ideas. I'm just saying, as someone who also wants to make my own game, but also has the advantage of being a software developer, I just see so many of these that make me kind of scratch my head and wonder, like, what makes you think this is a good idea? Because, I mean, some of them are not bad ideas. It's just like, we need to make this more realistic. So we need to have like 1 billion different types of clothing. Every single model of car in existence needs to be in this game. Every model of gun in existence. And I'm just like, okay, well, first off, you code that. Second off, get the rights to those cars. The reason games take shortcuts is because they have to, you know? Either they're limited by time or budget. Actually, more often than not, they find themselves limited by hardware. There's only so much they can do. Even me. My pipe dream for an awesome game would be something like GTA 5, except you can enter every single building and every single apartment in every single building. You know, basically be a complete city, inside and outside. That would be like my wet dream. You know the few buildings you can enter in GTA 5 and how awesome that is? Imagine if you could do that with every single building. Or you could go to a random apartment building and go up to like the 30th floor and pick a random apartment and go in there. And there'll be NPCs and furniture and shit in there. That would be great. But I know it's not really possible with current year hardware. That's the problem with half of these idea guys, is they pitch this pie-in-the-sky idea that's pretty much them saying, hey, you know that AAA game that had a $250 million budget? I could do what they did, but better. Give me $30,000 on Kickstarter. There's always a few people dumb enough to fall for that. And then they wonder where their money went, funny enough. Yeah, they always wonder that. And then, of course, you got the others whose ideas are just not good. You ever had someone telling you something like that? Like they're pitching their idea to you, and you're just sitting there scratching your head like that doesn't even sound interesting or fun in the slightest. What are you talking about? It sounds like it would just be tedious, like with tabletop games. I had someone in my old D&D group that just wanted to add more systems for fun, like everything imaginable. Oh, we could make a system for this. Oh, how about a system that every 10% your hit points drop, you get a -1 on your rolls, or if you're at full health, you get a plus whatever. And some of you may be thinking, well, that doesn't sound that bad. All right, try being in a fight with 20 characters and keeping track of all that shit. Real time. A system like that is doable in a video game, but in a tabletop game where you got actual fucking people keeping track of this shit, it doesn't work. Or if you have someone who's so anal, they insist on not making any mistakes and keeping track of it right, one round of combat's gonna last a fucking hour because of this shit, and no one's gonna be having fun. Everyone's gonna be bored. Yeah, I had to rant on that because everyone has an idea, but nobody seems to know the kind of work it takes to put in to actually bring that idea to life. So even the ones with the good ideas, like, yeah, your idea is good. It's just not possible with current technology. Maybe in 20, 30 years you could bring that up and try it, but not now. And I can guarantee you all the AAA developers have the same idea you do in that case, and they're just waiting for their chance. And that's why when I'm going through my short list of potential video games I'd want to try to make, it's all stuff that's, I believe, are within my skill level and that I could do within a reasonable time. So that's really all I ask, people. When you come up with an idea, some pie in the sky, first off, Imagine yourself actually playing that. Yeah, it may sound cool on paper, but imagine putting yourself through what you're suggesting. And if it's not fun, honestly, you're pretty much an NPC at that point. I'm not gonna lie. Because that's what the NPCs do. They have all these grand ideas for video games, like, how they can make them quote-unquote better. And yet, for some inexplicable reason, every fucking company that implements these ideas ends up going broke. Because their product sucks. It's not fun anymore. What a shock. It's almost as if these NPCs, when they want to make video games, they never even think to playtest their own games. Because I can guarantee you, if they sat down with their own fucking game and actually played it, and 5 minutes in, they're like, I would literally rather be doing anything else than this shit right now. If they did that, we wouldn't have them pumping out this garbage. But they don't care. They're not gamers anyway. They don't want to play games. They just want to shove their propaganda into games and have other people consume it. That's all they care about. And then, since we still fortunately have a free market when it comes to entertainment, we could choose not to buy it, which we do, and they go broke. Big fucking surprise. Yeah, so if you claim to not be an NPC and yet you do that same thing, you have this awesome idea that's not fun in the slightest. And now I'm not saying it's not going to be fun to somebody, because if you're making a game for a niche audience and just most other people don't find it fun, that's fine. You just got to be willing to accept that only that niche audience is ever going to be your customer. And you can't get mad when you only end up selling like 100 copies and that's it. Because for some niches, that's all the audience there is for them. That's the sad truth. That's just how it is. Yeah, so I went over that. Yeah, so I went over the guys that have unfun ideas or just horrible ones. The guys with good ideas that are impossible. Yeah. The ones with the ideas that are impossible, by the way, they're usually shot down pretty quick, thankfully. Because even if these people have the initiative to actually try to gather up a team to make whatever they want, to actually bring their idea to life, they're going to pitch this idea to a coder, and the coder is going to just look at them like, are you fucking high? Did you seriously just say that? Are you for real? And then that's just going to put a stop to their idea dead in its tracks, thankfully. So yeah, just something to consider, right? If you have an idea for a product of any kind, first off, if you imagine yourself partaking in this product, is it fun? Is it actually fun? Are you enjoying it? If the answer is no, then back to the drawing board, okay? Save us all some trouble. And alternatively, if your idea is really fucking awesome, just ask yourself, why haven't the $250 million budget AAA games done this yet? Maybe there's a good reason for it. Maybe it just takes way too much processing power. Money may not even be the limiting factor, or time if you have a big enough team. It could just be the processing power of your average consumer's hardware. Yeah. Oh yeah, wish fanfic writers can go by that logic. Yeah, you're right, Backlog Gamer. But either way, that's my rant. That's this stream's rant done. I just wanted to rant about these dang idea guys, because I've been seeing quite a few annoying ones, just lacking all self-awareness. It's been kind of hilarious, but yeah, kind of tragic at the same time, though. Some of these guys, I mean, their heart's in the right place. They just, practically speaking, they have no idea how to even do any of this shit.